Good day everyone, I am Dukulan Nurhalisa and my topic is about the culture of Vietnam. Vietnamese culture. Vietnamese culture is one of the oldest culture in the world, which has undergone changes almost 4,000 of years. Some people said Vietnam culture has influence from Chinese culture, but there is a study shows culture of Vietnam has its own characters and has parallel development to Chinese culture. Vietnamese culture values emphasize respect for family, harmony in community, relationships, and humility in personal conduct. These values are rooted in Confucianism and permeate daily life, influencing everything from social interactions to business practices in Vietnam. Vietnam's culture blends traditions influenced by Chinese and Western cultures, alongside a mix of Buddhism, Confucianism, and Taoism, collectively known as Tam Giwao in Vietnamese. Important cultural symbols include four holy animals: dragons, turtles, phoenix, and unicorn. The national flower is lotuses and the most popular plant in Vietnam is bamboo. Here are some interesting facts about Vietnamese culture. First one is language. The official language is Vietnamese, which has 6 different tones, making it a tonal language. The second one is writing system. The Vietnamese writing system uses the Latin alphabet with additional diacritics and family structure. Family is the cornerstone of Vietnamese society. Extended families often live together and respect for elders is paramount. Ancestor worship. Many Vietnamese people practice ancestor worship, believing that deceased family members continue to influence the living. Po, a famous Vietnamese dish. Po is a noodle soup consisting of broth, rice, noodles, herbs, and meat, usually beef or chicken. Diverse ingredients. Vietnamese cuisine is known for its use of fresh herbs and vegetables, minimal use of dairy and oil, and reliance on rice and noodles as staples. Áo Dai. The Áo Dai is the traditional Vietnamese dress known for its elegance. It is worn by both men and women, especially on formal occasions. Tết Nguyen Dan. The Vietnamese New Year or Tết is the most important festival in Vietnam. It marks the arrival of spring and is celebrated with various costumes such as cleaning the house, paying of debts, and cooking special foods. Mid-Autumn Festival, celebrated on the 15th day of the 18th lunar month. This festival involves mooncakes and lantern processions, especially popular with children. Buddhism. The dominant religion in Vietnam is Buddhism, but there are also significant numbers of Catholics, Protestants, and followers of Cao Dai and Hao Hao. Folk religion. Many Vietnamese practice a form of folk religion that includes elements of animism, ancestor worship, and the worship of deities and natural phenomena. Water puppetry. A traditional Vietnamese art form, water puppetry dates back to the 11th century. It involves wooden puppets performing on water, depicting rural life and folklore. Literature's Vietnamese literature has rich history, with notable contributions in both poetry and prose. Classic works often reflect themes of love, nature, and patriotism. Traditional music. Vietnamese traditional music includes various forms such as ca, tru, chio, and quan ho. Each region of Vietnam has its own distinct musical style. Dance. Traditional Vietnamese dance often depicts historical events, myths, and daily life. The lion dance is particularly popular during the Tet Festival. Pagodas and temples. Vietnam is home to many ancient pagodas and temples, which are architectural marvels. These structures often have curved roofs, intricate carving, and statues of deities. French colonial influence. French colonial architecture is also prominent in Vietnam, especially in cities like Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City. Vo Vinam. Vo Vinam is a traditional Vietnamese martial art that combines self-defense techniques with the philosophy of striving to achieve harmony between hard and soft elements. Silk production. Vietnam is known for its high-quality silk and traditional silk weaving techniques. And the last one is handicraft. Vietnamese handicrafts such as lacquerware, ceramics, and bamboo products are highly valued.
Good day, I am Analaya Amdan and I will be discussing the notable authors or writers in the Vietnam literature. The first notable author is Duong Thu Vuong. Um, she was a prominent Vietnamese writer known for her powerful and often controversial novels that explored the complexities of Vietnamese society, particularly during the Vietnam War and its aftermath. Her early life and career, she was born in Hanoi, Vietnam in 1947. She grew up during a turbulent period in Vietnamese history and marked by the French colonial era and the Vietnam War. So her early writing, she began writing in her youth, initially focusing on poetry and short stories. Her novels and recognition the she wrote the novel Without a Name in the year 1988. So this novel was her most famous work. It was a critical and commercial success. So it explored the lives of Vietnamese women during the war and the impact of the conflict on their relationships and identities. The second is The Vertical Village. In the year 1990, this novel delved into the lives of villagers in a remote region of Vietnam, offering a nuanced portrayal of rural life and the challenges faced by people in the aftermath of the war. The third one is The Paradise of the Blind. So this novel, considered her masterpiece by some, explored the themes of love, loss, and the search for meaning in a world marked by war and political upheaval. So, um, her legacy left a lasting legacy as one of Vietnam's most important and influential writers. So her novels continues to be read and studied, offering insights into Vietnamese history, culture, and the human condition. So she became a voice for the marginalized and champion for social justice, leaving a lasting impact on Vietnamese literature and society. The second writer is Andrew Lam. So Andrew Lam is a Vietnamese American writer, journalist, and activist. So he is known for his insightful and moving works that explore themes of immigration, identity, and the Vietnamese diaspora. So his life and work. He was born in Saigon, Vietnam in the year 1963, and he escaped from Vietnam. So he fled Vietnam as a refugee in the year 1975. So following the fall of Saigon and the end of the Vietnam War, uh, he arrived in the United States as a teenager. So settling in San Jose, California. So he began his writing and journalism um, in his early 20s, initially focusing on poetry and short stories. So the first novel he wrote is The East Eats West in the year 1999. So it is a coming of age story about a young Vietnamese man navigating life in America. And the second novel he wrote is The Perfume Dreams in the year 2005. So this novel explored the lives of Vietnamese refugees in America, focusing on the challenges of assimilation and the search for identity. The third um, novel is The Birds of Paradise in 2013. So this novel set in Vietnam explored the complexities of family, love, and the enduring impact of war. So Lam also worked as a journalist, so writing for publications such as the San Francisco um, Chronicle and the Los Angeles Times. So his legacy um, is a significant voice in contemporary American literature, offering a unique perspective on the immigrant experience and the complexities of identity. So his work has helped to shed light on the Vietnamese diaspora and the challenges faced by refugees and um, immigrants in the United States. So his activism and advocacy continue to inspire and make a difference in the lives of many. The third notable author is Bao Ninh. So Bao Ninh is a Vietnamese writer and a war veteran. He is best known for his novel The Sorrow of War. It is a powerful and moving account of his experiences during the Vietnam War. So, um, a little bit background about his life and work. He was born in Hanoi, Vietnam in 1952. So, he served as a soldier in the North Vietnamese Army during the Vietnam War. So, fighting in the Mekong Delta and on the Ho Chi Minh Trail. So he witnessed firsthand the horrors of war, experiencing loss, trauma, and the profound impact of the conflict on his generation. So the sorrow of war in the year 1991, it is this novel. It is Nin's most famous work and is considered a masterpiece of Vietnamese literature. So it is an unflinching and deeply personal account of his experiences during the war. So his legacy, um, Nin's writing is known for its realism and its evocative language and its ability to convey the raw emotion of war, focusing on the human cost. So he focuses on the human cost of war, emphasizing the individual stories and experiences of those who fought and survived. So his novel has had a profound impact on Vietnamese literature and society, so helping to shape the understanding of the Vietnam War and its aftermath. And his other works is The Beyond the Mekong in 2005 and The Diary of a Soldier. So yeah, that's it. Let's proceed to Viet Thanh Nguyen. So Viet Thanh Nguyen is a Vietnamese American novelist, essayist, and professor. So he is known for his poignant and insightful works that explore themes of war, immigration, identity, and the complexities of the Vietnamese diaspora. So his life and work um, is he was born in Saigon, Vietnam in 1968 and he escaped from Vietnam. He fled Vietnam with his family as a refugee in 1975 following the fall of Saigon. So, um, life in the United States. He grew up in the United States, settling in San Jose, California. So, writing and recognition of um, Nguyen is The Refugees in 2016. So, this was his debut novel, a collection of interconnected stories that explore the lives of Vietnam refugees in America. So, it won the Pulitzer Prize for Fiction in 2016. Another novel he wrote is The Sympathizer in 2015. So his full-length novel was a critical and commercial success. It It is a multi-layered and complex story told from the perspective of a double agent, a Vietnamese communist spy living in the United States after the fall of Saigon. So it won the Pulitzer Prize for Fiction in 2016 and The Committed 2021. So this novel is a sequel to The Sympathizer. So it is continuing the story of the unnamed narrator as he navigates life in Paris, France. And Vet Tan Nguyen is a significant voice in contemporary American literature, offering unique perspective on the immigrant experience and the complexities of identity. So his work has helped to shed light on the Vietnamese diaspora and the challenges faced by refugees and immigrants in the United States. So his novels have been praised for their literary excellence, their insightful exploration of complex themes, and their ability to move and challenge readers. The next one is Helen Wang. Helen Wang is a Vietnamese Canadian author known for her heartwarming and insightful romantic novels that often feature characters with neurodiversity. So, her early life and background, Wang was born in Saigon, Vietnam, and immigrated to Canada with her family as a child. So, um, little background in finance. She holds a degree in finance and worked in the financial industry before becoming a writer. So her writing career, um, he wrote The Kiss Quotient in the year 2018. So this was her debut novel, a romantic comedy about a woman with autism who hires a male escort to teach her about intimacy. So it became a New York Times bestseller and was adapted into a movie. The second the second novel she wrote is The Bride Test in the year 2019. So, this novel continued the story of Stella Lane, the protagonist of The Kiss Quotient, as she navigates a fake engagement with her childhood crush. So, another is The Heart Principle in the year 2020. This novel explored the relationship between a successful violinist and a chef who are both dealing with grief and loss. Another is The X Talk. So in the year 2021. So this novel featured a radio host with anxiety and a co-host who is a workaholic. So as they develop a fake relationship that turns into something more. So neurodiversity is novels often feature characters with autism, anxiety, and other neurodivergent conditions. So she portrays these characters with sensitivity, authenticity, and humor. So it is challenging stereotypes and promoting understanding. So Helen Wang is a rising star in the romance genre, known for her unique and insightful approach to love and relationships. So her books have resonated with readers worldwide, offering heartwarming stories that celebrate diversity, inclusivity, and the power of human connection. The next author we have is Kim Thuy, is a Vietnamese-Canadian writer best known for her critically proclaimed novel Ru. It is a powerful and moving story about her own experiences as a Vietnamese refugee. So, um, let's delve into her life and work. So, early life and immigration. Thuy was born in Saigon, Vietnam, in the year 1968. So she escaped from Vietnam. She fled Vietnam with her family as a refugee in 1978. So the following fall of Saigon and the end of the Vietnam War. So she arrived in Canada as a child and grew up in Montreal, Quebec. So her writing career, her first novel is The Root in the year 2009. So this was her debut novel. It is a semi autobiographical account of her experience as a Vietnamese refugee, and it was a critical and commercial success, winning numerous awards, um, including the Governor General's Award for French language fiction. Second is The Man in the year 2016. So this novel explored the themes of family, memory, and the search for belonging in a new country. So another one is The V in the year 2022. This novel is a sequel to Rue. It is a continuing story of the narrator as she navigates life in Canada and grapples with the complexities of her past. So the themes on style of those work often explore the experiences of immigrants, particularly Vietnamese refugees, navigating a new culture and seeking to reconcile their past with their present. So, um, the power of language. Tui's writing is known for its lyrical beauty, so its evocative language, and its ability to capture the nuances of human experience. And her legacy is a significant voice in contemporary Canadian literature, offering a unique perspective on the immigrant experience and the complexities of identity. So her work has helped to shed light on the Vietnamese diaspora and the challenges faced by refugees and immigrants in Canada. So her novels have been praised for their literary excellence, their insightful exploration of complex themes, and their ability to move and challenge readers. Another notable writer for Vietnam literature is Monique Truong. Monique Truong is a Vietnamese American novelist and essayist known for her insightful um, and evocative works that explore themes of family, identity, and the complexities of the Vietnamese diaspora. So, a little bit background of her life and her work. Um, Trong was born also in Saigon, Vietnam in 1968. So she also escaped from Vietnam. She fled Vietnam with her family as a refugee in 1975. So the following fall of Saigon. So she grew up in United States, settling in New York City. So her writing career began with the Book of Salt in 2003. This was her debut novel and, and, and a fictional account of the life of a Vietnamese chef who immigrates to France and becomes a renowned culinary artist. It received critical acclaim and won the PEN Hemingway Award. Second is The Bitter in the Mouth in the year 2010. So this novel explored the lives of a Vietnamese family in the United States, focusing on the complexities of family relationships and the search for belonging. Essays and her nonfiction. She also wrote essays and nonfiction works that explore themes of food, culture, and the Vietnamese diaspora. So, um, Monique Trong is a significant voice in contemporary American literature, offering a unique perspective on the immigrant experience and complexities of identity. Her work has helped to shed light on the Vietnamese diaspora and the challenges faced by refugees and immigrants in the United States. So her novels have been praised for her excellence, their insightful exploration of complex themes, and their ability to move and challenge readers. Another is Ocean Vuong, is a Vietnamese American poet and novelist known for his powerful and deeply personal works that explore themes of love, loss, traumas, and the complexities of identity. Also, a little bit background of his life. is he was born in Saigon, Vietnam in 1988 and fled Vietnam with his family as a refugee in 1990, settling in the United States. So, life in the United States, primarily in the state of Connecticut, his writing career is started with The Night Sky with Exit Wounds. And this was his debut poetry collection, which won the T.S. Eliot Prize and the Whiting Award. So it is a powerful and moving collection of poems that explore themes of love, loss, trauma, and the complexities of identity. And another is On Earth Were Briefly Gorgeous in the year 2019. Another is The Time is a Mother in 2022. So his legacy is a significant voice also in contemporary American literature, offering a unique perspective on the immigrant experience. And that's all. Another is Thi Bui is a Vietnamese American cartoonist, writer, and educator known for her graphic memoir, The Best We Could Do, a powerful and poignant account of her family's journey from Vietnam to the United States during the Vietnam War. So, she was born in Saigon and also fled in the year 1978. So she grew up in the United States, settling in Virginia, USA. So the best we could do in 2017. This was her debut graphic memoir, a moving and deeply personal account of her family's journey from Vietnam to the United States. So it won the 2018 Eisner Award for Best Graphic Memoir and was a New York Times bestseller. So the best we could do 2017 is is a bestseller memoir in 2018. And that would be all for my part. Thank you.
Good day, I am Timbulner Aini Ai, and I will discuss the Vietnamese literature. So, Vietnamese literature is a rich in history and cultural significance, reflect the nation's struggles, tradition, and identity. And here are the some known work categorized by traditional, modern, and contemporary eras. Vietnamese literature reflects the nation's rich history, culture, and the resilience through the wide variety of work from traditional, modern, and contemporary eras, as well as the oral traditions. Traditional literature. Traditional Vietnamese literature is deeply rooted in Confucian's ideals, moral values, and the use of classical Chinese and Noms, the ancient Vietnamese script. So the first one is the tale of Ki Yu by Nguyen Dud. So this epic poem is a look-back form in a concerned tone of Vietnamese literature. It's narrated the tragic life of Thieu Kiu, a victorious woman who sacrifices herself to save her family, and embodying themes like faith, loyalty, and resilience. So the second one is Look of Van Tien by Nguyen Li Chiu, a heroic narrative poem celebrating traditional virtues such as filial piety, justice, and honor. The protagonist, Luc Van Tien, overcomes adversity to uphold justice and exemplify moral dignity. So the next one is Chin Fungam, a poignant poem expressing a longing and despair of a wife left behind during war. It illustrates the emotional struggle of separation and the harsh realities of conflict. So the last one in traditional literature is Hong Duk Tap, a collection of poetry from Li Dynasty reflecting Confucian principles, the beauty of nature, and the intellectual culture of the era. So modern literature. Modern Vietnamese literature emerged during the colonial and post-colonial periods, addressing themes of social change, war, and political upheaval. So, in modern literature, there is Nam Lak by Tu Trong Pung, a satirical novel critiquing the absurdities of colonial Vietnam in the 1930s, exposing greed, corruption, and conflict between traditional and Western influences. So the next one is The Sorrow of War by Vau Ni, a moving explorations of the Vietnam War in Falcon Soldier, highlighting the psychological trauma, loss, and the enduring sorrow experienced by survivors. The next one is The Paradise of the Blind by Nuong Tu Tuong, a controversial novel banned in Vietnam for a critical view of communist policies. It portrays personal and familiar struggles amidst political ideologies. The next one is When Heaven and Earth Change Places by Lily High Split, a memoir by a Vietnamese American reflecting on her wartime experiences and her journey forward forgiveness and reconciliation. So here comes the contemporary literature. Contemporary work often explore themes of identity and intergenerational trauma reflecting the global Vietnamese experience. Under the contemporary work, there is Ru by Kim Thuy. As this semi-autobiographical novel explores the immigrant experience and the lasting effect of war, offering a lyrical perspective on survival and memory. Nguyen Phan Mai, a multi-generational family saga that captures Vietnam turbulent 20th century history, emphasizing themes of war, resilience, and the enduring strength of family. So, Vietnamese oral tradition is a vital part of its cultural heritage with rich and diverse form. Kadao, a flock of poetry, a simple, heartfelt verses conveying universal themes of love, family, and life, is often using metaphor and imagery. Huyen Cottage, a folk tales story like the legend of the Lac Nong, Quan, and Ao Co, origin myth of the Vietnamese people, and Tam Cam, a Cinderella-like tale, illustrate moral lesson and cultural values. Through this work, Vietnamese literature offers a profound window into the nation's souls, shaped by historical struggles, cultural richness, and ensuring spirit of resilience.